In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use percent to find a number. I'll start off by reviewing percent with you and showing you how you can use the percent to find a number, and then we'll look at some examples together using the steps that I've highlighted. Now, percent simply is a fraction with 100 as its denominator. So if I have 49%, it's 49 and I need 100 as its denominator. Sometimes when I remember learning percent, one of the ways that I remember this is when I look at this zero, then I see this line and zero, I always just looked at it as 100. That's kind of how I remembered it. And so it's stuck ever since I did that. And so 9.85% is 9.85, and then I need 100 as its denominator. So that's pretty much what, when you say percent, the number to the left of the percent is your numerator, and then 100 is your denominator. Now, how do we go about using percent to find a number? So the first thing you want to do is to create a fraction with 100 as its denominator for the number that is to the left of the percent, and then we're going to create a ratio relationship between the numbers and the percent, and we're going to solve for the missing number. Now, this may all sound confusing, so let's go ahead and use these steps to solve some examples together. So 42 is 30% of what number? So let's go ahead and start with 30 over 100 is going to be equal to 42 over what number? Let's make it x. All right, so you have, this is going to be equal ratios. There's a video on equal ratios already, so I'll still use the equal ratios method to solve this together. So now we're going to say that because we're looking at equal ratios here, I'm going to use cross product, but I can go ahead and simplify 30% first. So I'm going to simplify this by just crossing out the zeros. So I have 3 over 10 equal to 42 over an unknown quantity. So now we're going to cross product. So that means I'm going to multiply in that direction. So I'm going to multiply 3 by x, and that's going to be equal to 42 multiplied by 10. So to isolate x, I'm going to divide by the number to the left of the variable, which is 3. So I divide both sides by 3. So x is equal to 42 divided by 3. Let's go ahead and do that. 42 divided by 3. 4 divided by 3, we have 1, and then 1 multiplied by 3, we have 3. 4 minus 3, we have 1. We bring down the 2 here. 12 divided by 3, we have 4. 4 times 3, we have 12. Remainder is 0, so this is going to be 14 multiplied by 10, which is equal to 140. So that means 42 is 30% of 140. Let's try a few more examples. 45 is 75% of what number? So let's go ahead. 75% is 45 divided by a specific number. Let's use x again. What I like to do is let's simplify 75%. We're going to divide by 5. So we're going to divide both of them by 5. We have 15 over 20. We divide again by 5, divide by 5, we have 3 over 4. So now we have 3 over 4 is equal to 45 over x. So we're going to apply our same cross product approach. So we have 3 multiplied by x equal to 45 multiplied by 4. So now we divide both sides by 3, and then we have 45 divided by 3 here. 45 divided by 3, we have 4 divided by 3, we have 1. 1 multiplied by 3, we have 3. We subtract, we're left with 1 here, and then we bring down a 5. 15 divided by 3, we have 5. 5 times 3, we have 15, and then a remainder of 0. So this is going to cross out 3 and 3, and so we have x is equal to 15 multiplied by 4, which is equal to 15 multiplied by 4. 5 multiplied by 4 is 20, so that is 0. We carry 2 up here. 1 multiplied by 4 is 4 plus 2, 6. So this is going to give me x equal to 60. And so therefore, 45 is 75% of 60. Now 12 is 80% of what number? So let's go ahead and 80% of, so 80 over 100 is going to be 12 divided by a specific number. We replace that number with x. So let's go ahead and simplify 80 over 100. 80 over 100. Let's cross this zeros cross out. We can now divide by 2. And we're left with 4 over 5. So 4 over 5 is equal to 12 over x. So now let's go ahead and do our cross product. So this is going to give us, let's actually go to a different line. So 4 multiplied by x is 12 multiplied by 5. So we want to isolate x, so we divide by 4 on both sides. Divide by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3 multiplied by 5. So x is equal to 15. So what this means is that 12 is 80% of 15. Now our final example, 84 is 3.5% of what number? So 3.5 over 100 is going to be equal to 84 divided by an unknown quantity. So what I'm going to do here is, first of all, we're going to simplify the percent fraction there. So it's going to be 3.5 divided by 100. Now, you have a decimal up here, and you have one place after the decimal. So I'm going to multiply by 10 to get the decimal, because when I multiply by 10, I move the decimal to the right. So it's coming after the number. So I also multiply the denominator by 10. So I have 35 divided by 1000. This you can divide by 5, numerator and denominator. So we now have 7 divided by 200. So therefore, 7 over 200 is equal to 84 divided by x. So you can also see here that if I just because it's 0.5, I can multiply by 2 and also multiply the denominator by 2. Let me show you that. 3.5 over 100, you can also multiply this by 2 because it's going to make this 7.0 over 200. This is the best way to do it because it's the most consistent way to do it. This is if you're very familiar with decimals and knowing exactly that 0.5 is 1/2. So if you multiply by 2, that removes the decimal. But I would rather you use the method highlighted here by the asterisk. So now we're going to do our cross product right here. So 7 multiplied by x equal to 84 multiplied by 200. So we're going to divide both sides by 7. And then 84 divided by 7, if you know your multiplication tables, that should give you 12 multiplied by 200. So therefore, x is 12 multiplied by 2 is 24. Then we add the 2 zeros to the end. So therefore, 84 is 3.5% of 2,400.